Namaste. Namaste.
So let us start with a question on the book and how you came about writing it. I mean, there's a vast literature on chakras, but this book is somewhat different, brings something new. So what brought you to write this book and to write something about chakras?
Well, like one fundamental thing in any field, be it science or art or even cooking, half knowledge is very bad. You need complete picture of anything, and especially so when it comes to spirituality. Spirituality, though it's an infinite field of understanding and experiencing, what I have read so far before I stumble upon these experiential sessions with heartfulness, we read only about 7 chakras, out of which 3 chakras, which are below the heart chakra, they belong to the animal kingdom, which is common amongst cats and dogs and elephants and whatnot. So what makes so special? Humanity, the awakening of humanity, it begins with the heart. That separates us in a very distinct way. And going beyond that, the play of what we call duality of qualities, I understood it very well sometime. I mean, it's not a one-time understanding, but it's incremental understanding at various stages of my personal experiences and growth. So I thought, why not share my experiences and others, and especially that of my masters, who confidently says through their own experiences and the associates who are experiencing all these things with us, we feel that there are more than 16 chakras, but these are main 16 chakras. Traditional system talks only of 7, and
Yes,
they don't talk anything about the 7th chakra, which is the SDK, or the crown chakra, which is here, because no one has so far surpassed that chakra, because that's where you feel absolute bliss there. And when one feels bliss, it's like addiction. You don't want to get out of it. It's a spiritual addiction. And that's why they cannot get out of that blissful prison. So they remain trapped below the 7th. There is much more one needs to experience. And that's what my take is, that let's share this knowledge, and not just knowledge, but help people experience what really happens at each chakra. And this somehow, that importance of sharing strongly arose in my heart sometime in 2016. And even between 2 chakras, there are infinite chakras. So things get really complicated. And if you become more and more sensitive and alert, you can feel the nuances even at the sub chakra levels. So that's what my purpose was, that why not share this knowledge, and not just knowledge, but make people experience it, so that they don't have to read books after that.
But Daaji, what is a chakra exactly? Because we talk a lot about it, and sometimes we don't really know what we're talking about.
Okay. Chakras, to me, they are like the energy whirlpools. Chakra is a Hindi or Sanskrit word meaning a wheel, round wheel. Also, it means dynamic chakra, means something that rotates, something that is not static. Okay, what is the difference between a person whose chakras are awakened and a person whose chakras are not awakened? Okay, the speed of chakras will make all the difference. The one that moves and one that remains static. Person with static chakras will be more arrogant, whose consciousness will be very limited and static, unwilling to change. But whose chakras are always dynamic, they are willing to change, they are flexible, they are ready to adapt. So, this is the big difference between awakened chakras and not so awakened chakras. Some are absolutely dormant. In some cases, it is flexible, but not that flexible. And in many cases, who practice this heartfulness meditation, they become extremely flexible and accommodating.